What's going on? We're live.
We are live.
Yeah, we are. There we are. Posture check. We should have good
Sir.
posture. Ah, how's your week been, buddy?
It's been pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's going all right.
I mean,
It's going pretty good.
it's going. I mean, mine's same. It's pretty.
Yeah. I'm excited for this week's episode. First off, I want to apologize for us starting late. I had some things to get done before the show started, so that one's on me, guys. Apologize.
I just hope you
Are
watch
we
these
ready?
fans. All right.
What's up?
Anyway, nothing. Anyway, so we this week's episode we gotta really go in his store. It's gonna be
It
fun.
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to be a part of, to do. And it is a game after all. You're supposed to have fun. So,
A lot of people seem to just not care about that fact, but it's true.
yeah.
As you can see above us, we had a Akali APC Lee Sin support. You did
Yeah.
good. Good pointing.
Thanks.
It was awesome. The whole gimmick, obviously, is the double recast dash thing.
Yeah, they're just going in. It was yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about Lee Sin support, how that went?
Yeah, so I went for a shielding Lee Sin support. I'd say the main goal of Lee Sin and our plays with it, our games with it was to keep Akali alive. That's where all the damage was coming from. And just in general in team fights, bouncing around. I mean, I got it down to what, like a 2-second cooldown?
Yeah.
Just bouncing around, shielding everybody, using your kick to, get enemies off of your teammates, things like that. And you were still doing a decent amount of damage. I ended up building a Ardent Sensor first, getting that extra shield on top of my Guardian, and then Shield Bash and Revitalize, all just bumping up, making the shields better and better. And after Ardent Sensor, I went some AD. I went Gore Drinker, Ditties. For those of you who don't know, Boots of Lucidity. Get those cooldowns going. And yeah, it was fun.
It was great. I think that Lee Sin is underrated as a support champ. He has
Absolutely.
the kick is a great tool, man. Like it's just
Yeah, it's
straight up
so great.
like relocating people. He's got a
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, you
Got the
queue
shield.
in, walk behind them, and then just kick them back like under your tower or something like that.
Precisely. And then
But,
Akali, I just built,
Yeah.
AP bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't try the whole chem tank thing,
Yeah.
but we have some clips here. So clip
Yeah.
number 1 is just gonna be kind of showing off laning phase a little
Yeah.
bit. Let's see how this looks. So here you can see Akali enters the bush. Lee Sin's over there, well positioned. And this is a full health Galio and a half health Tristana, and I mean we managed to take him out pretty well. They did kind of eat a couple tower shots, and the shield actually came in clutch. That I probably would have lived, but the shield managed to at least block like 2 or 3 ignites that game. It does a
Yeah,
decent
no, the
amount.
shield
You
was
got it pretty
definitely very
big
useful.
at one point.
Yeah. I think it was really useful. And even let's say you hit what is the thing where you throw the shuriken and then dash in? Is that your Q maybe or E?
Yeah.
I think it would be the E. Yeah. So let's say I miss mine. I could just follow up with the W shield and still be able to get in there and cover you with the shield. And the shield is actually very useful. But obviously the most fun part was both of us hitting one person with our abilities and both just flying in and beating them up.
You're going to see that here a little bit. This is another fight in laning phase. We're up pretty well here. So the shield actually completely negated Galio's
Ready,
projectile
go.
there. Yeah. And then there goes my E, there goes your Q. And we both fly in. It's just enough time. Galio tries to ult, actually, and that shield is
Yeah, he does.
completely negated.
Yeah.
And then we just
Yeah.
dip. So yeah, I mean this is mostly showing off that the shield, shielding both of us is really helpful. There probably are, but
Yeah.
off the top of my head, I can't think of like supports that shield both themselves and the ADC. Usually, it's gifting a shield onto somebody else.
Yeah. And on top of that, getting next to you, maybe I'm too pushed up and you're getting away. Like they CC'd me, I can jump onto you. They CC'd you, I can jump in and shield you. Like there's just so many uses for it on top of ward hopping. I used that a couple times in the game to get away. And yeah, it's definitely a fun lane. Yeah.
I was gonna say actually, I mean the support item is giving you all these free wards, so the ward hopping is unmatched.
Yeah, the ward hopping was great. It's
And
for the
then-
Jack support.
Even better. And then in this last clip, you could just
No idea
see
what just happened.
Ryan and I.
either.
I don't know how much of it was
like,
us.
perfectly
queue
execute
it?
the
You had
double
shield,
dash
bro.
onto the
Yeah,
Aatrox. He's under tower.
Go.
I mean, it's just immediate execution. Like, and then you
That's
shield
awesome.
away.
That was
Like,
awesome.
That's
yeah.
go to the
it
video.
was just so much fun. Like, this was like a real. We lost the game horribly, actually. Other laners fed, obviously, our fault. But
Yeah.
we won like laning phase against a Tristana
no,
Galio, which I thought was gonna counter us pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, with an APC Akali, Galio into that was I would obviously seem like, big trouble, but our laners were a non-issue in the late game.
And even in late game, I mean,
Yeah.
or I guess mid game, Lee Sin has
Yeah.
great roaming potential.
Oh, fantastic. I was jumping around. We had a pike mid, I think. He'd, dash in or whatever. I'd follow right up behind him with the shield and keep him alive. A few times actually he got ignited and I was able to save him. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's a fun lane, and it is game.
It is. Pivoting, rapid, pivot. Recommend it, by the way. Try it out. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
even-
did they go over your runes? Did we go over your runes?
Oh, I just went like a full Dark Harvest AP Assassin.
Yeah.
I just
You
try to
had that-
maximize damage.
I did end up taking like the first 5 kills from you. Actually, I was like 5-0 or something like that in the beginning of the game. All your kills, they should have been to you, but
Hey,
you're still stacking that dark seal up, and we're gonna actually be talking about the dark seal in a few minutes.
It's
but-
passive income. It's passive
Yeah.
income.
Yeah, yeah,
Speaking of passive income,
yeah.
let's transition.
Yeah.
We're gonna be getting into this week's tier list. It's a big one. There's a lot to go over here.
Oh, yeah.
This is every starting item, and not just
no, this
the
is
starting
gonna be a
items.
minute.
This is every item you could potentially be starting the game with.
Yeah, yeah,
I think we just jump right in because there's a lot to go
Yeah.
over here.
yeah. It's gonna be a lot.
Let's start with an amp tome. What are your thoughts on an amp tome?
S tier. S tier. I mean, when you look at it, Doran's ring gives you what, 15 AP. Same thing out of the Dark Seal. It's just a lot of damage early off if you're going somebody scales with AP, obviously, and yeah, I put it in S tier. I thought it was a good one. You could buy a pot with it. And yeah, just have that really good early damage. And the thing about it is you're not gonna have to sell it later on. You can build it right into your item.
I do love that. I love when you can build it into the
Yeah.
item. I put it in B
Yeah.
tier, so I guess we're compromising at A. I think that's a perfect
Yeah,
spot for
I'll compromise it.
A for amp tome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get into it immediately. Another very controversial pick. Boots. I fucking
Boots,
love
A
boots.
tier.
I put it A
A
tier as
tier.
well. It's
Yeah.
it's
Fantastic.
just start boots. It's funny.
Yeah.
Every
It's fun,
game
you can run around.
every game I build boots first, like
Yeah.
90% of the time. And so starting with the boots just, speeds that process up.
Yeah.
I don't like starting items. I think that there's a problem
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, that seems a little forced calling them starting items. Like,
Could agree.
yeah,
Couldn't
really,
agree
all
more.
the items that we're gonna be putting in this tier list are starting items. You're not restricted
Mhm.
to a few of them like Riot wants you to think you are. But
Cloth armor.
A tier.
I had it in B. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I was just comparing it to like, an amp tome, a long sword. Like, it gives you that little extra thickness, especially if you're playing tank. Maybe you went double armor runes on your runes, and then the cloth armor is just insult to injury there. They're not going to be doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
He is. And
Mhm.
a top laner like Ornn, who's passive, he gets bonus armor off of the armor he's already built. Like, it's definitely very useful in the sense that you can also just build it right into your boots. You can build it right into your item that you want. I think it's good.
okay.
What about you?
You've convinced me. Yeah, I'll move my up to A. I think that
Yeah.
the fact that it builds into like an early
Yeah.
bramble vest or something, I think is great.
Yeah.
Okay, blue smite, hailblade,
Blue
I think, right?
Slate. Yeah, I had them both in. Sorry, I had the blue one in C tier.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just hate how they make you buy it. It doesn't give you any stats or anything. It's just all about killing the jungle monsters. And you know what we say about laning?
I've been
You're
trying.
not playing jungle. You're playing League of Legends.
Exactly. I think that the idea versus the execution, right? Like, the jungle items are very good, but they
Yeah.
shouldn't be. They shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need
Yeah.
to run a specific summoner spell and then buy a specific item if you want to play this role.
Yeah.
You should be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah. You
And
should be
it's
able to buy them without smite. You should be able to,
and in
like do
fact,
that sort of thing.
for that reason, I'm actually gonna say I put it in F tier. I think it's. I'm
Oh
getting
wow.
angry thinking about it. Would you have it C
Yeah.
tier, right?
Yeah. But you know what? I had them both in C tier. I'm not gonna
Me too.
I'm not gonna dance. I'm not gonna dance around it. They're both in C tier. Let's throw them in F.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Spectral sickle. That's a weird one.
Spectral Sickle went in F tier for me as well.
Okay.
The only person that I see that builds it would be a Senna support, and there's nothing like, Senna Caitlyn in the bot lane, Senna MF. It's like these guys, like are they having fun? Probably not. I mean, I know I'm not when I'm playing up against a Senna support. So
I actually had spectral sickle at A.
wow,
I hear your argument perfectly
are you a
sound.
big
I'm
Spectral
not.
Sickle guy?
I am. The reason for that is that it is essentially an AD version of Spell Thief's Edge, which
Yeah.
I think is OP. And I
Mhm.
don't know. I feel like AD supports. I don't see enough of them really. I mean Pike, but like fuck Pike. Like
Yeah,
double
yeah,
ADC, you're gonna be picking up Spectral Sickle.
yeah.
Just any role where you want to be maximizing damage and mana
Yeah.
in the support
And
lane.
speaking of the both of them, the AD and AP counterparts,
Mhm.
Sickle and Spell Thief's Edge, I think a big part about support is, getting those cannon minions, helping your laner out, and I feel like it's kind of a distraction, you're running around trying to poke the enemy while, your laner's maybe missing CS. And a whole nother thing about that is these items, they're not for tanks, and I'm a huge tank fighter guy. Like I need the
Huge.
relic shield. I need the pauldrons or whatever they're called.
No, I think that's what they're called. Um,
Steel shoulder guards. I don't know.
you
That's what
know,
they turn into.
they are selfish items, spell thieves and spectral, because
Absolutely. You don't
they
share it with.
you just are. It's very greedy, and so I think C tier is where they're probably going to land on an average.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
We've got refillable and corrupting pot. Little known fact:
Okay.
you can actually build refillable into corrupting pot. So
Really?
I know I've never seen it
I
done.
I had no idea.
It's like 350 gold. You just upgrade it. I've it's never come up for me, but it's something to keep in mind.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That might change my answer on refillable actually, but prior to knowing that, I put it in F tier.
Okay, I put it in A tier. I think that only because actually no, it's not A tier. It sucks. I'll put it in C tier.
I feel like it doesn't do anything. Like I feel like the regular pots, sure they cost a little bit more gold, but I feel like the refillables just they don't do anything.
They're underpowered.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine. And then what do you do with corrupting?
E tier.
B tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Where'd you put that?
I had it in S tier. I think it's
Okay,
it's
you know what?
really good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. You want to bump it up to A?
Yeah, I think we'll average it out at A.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. The healing's fantastic. It's also
Well-
fun that you don't have to like have an item. You
Yeah.
just don't have
You just
one.
take these. Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
And I was gonna say I don't know if we have the counter going this episode, but it's a great item on Singed, great item on Gangplank. It's a great item on anybody who maybe you're not building mana on, and they use a lot of it. Like a Gangplank, Singed. That's two. Those kind of guys. So I think it's a great way to sustain and lane, especially going up against those dumb champions that just don't have mana and can just be there forever.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic point. That's a fantastic point. Next up we have Dagger. A Dagger at F tier.
I didn't B tier. So I guess we can average out at C tier there. Another thing about Dagger, it builds right into the boots. It builds right into whatever you're building. I don't play enough champions that would be building attack speed personally, so I don't build it a lot. But I like the idea of it. Just bang bang bang. Attacking really fast in the early game.
Absolutely.
I feel like it might be more valuable than a longsword. in that sense. You know, like 10 damage more per attack or more attacks getting off. I feel like the dagger would pay off in the long run there.
So in my head, I'm thinking the same thing that you're thinking, but then
Yeah.
you look at what these like pro players are doing, like on champs like Tryndamere or whatever, and they'll do longsword refillable start every time. Like they could do dagger refillable,
Yeah.
and I guess whatever. I mean, what do they know? So
Yeah.
next up we got Dark Seal.
Interesting.
This was the easiest
Mhm.
one for me to rank. This was an
Yeah.
S
Yeah,
tier.
same. Yeah, same. S
It's
highest S tier, top of the S tier.
it's scales, it's stacks,
It
it's everything.
scales and I love it.
It builds into another
It's fun.
item.
Yeah,
It
it's
fulfills
great.
all
It's
of
all
the
around great. Yeah.
great.
Fantastic.
Ruby Crystal.
C tier.
Yeah, same. It's like whatever.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Like it's not fun.
It's
Like
not
yeah,
fun.
sure. Let me be able to take a little more damage before I fucking get ganked at level 2. You know, it's like
It
okay.
sucks. It doesn't build into anything fun either. It's just
Yeah.
whatever.
No. Yeah.
I guess if you're playing a champ that specifically benefits from bonus health,
Yeah.
then
Like a
maybe.
Zac. Yeah, maybe. But yeah.
Doran's Ring.
B tier.
B tier. I had a B tier as well. Yeah, I actually had
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
thought
things
it's
at
a
B tier.
middle of the yeah, same. I think it's a middle of the road starting item. You know, nothing special.
Yeah, I mean it's good for mages, whatever. I personally don't know why you
Mhm.
wouldn't pick up Dark Seal. Like if you're good at the game, why would you not be stacking?
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah.
Doran's Shield. So I put Doran's Shield in A tier. I think that it is my favorite of the Doran's items, but I couldn't mentally get into S tier. But I could be persuaded. Maybe. What are your thoughts?
You know, when I first thought about it, I put it in C tier.
Okay.
Um, you know, I don't hate the item. I just feel like it's a little boring, you know?
Definitely.
I mean, it's a little like, you know, you're just getting a little bit of health out of it, some rejuvenation. I don't know. I just feel like not there's something missing with it, you know? It's not entertaining. It's not fun, you know? It's no Dark Seal. It's no amplifying tome, you know?
It's not. So that's why it's gonna average out to B tier. B for
Yeah.
pretty good. Rejuve beads. I in
Hey,
my
tier.
head, yeah, me too. In my head, I just assumed you're buying multiple.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It's
it's
3 of them.
it's like hilarious. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It builds into shit really quick. It's fucking dirt cheap too. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
No. Yeah, it's fun. You want that Garen passive, just pick up a Juve bead. You know, it's not too bad.
Exactly right. Let's just get these other two out of the way: potions and control wards. So I had both of these in C tier.
Health pot and control ward.
Yeah.
I also had both of them in C tier. I feel like they're a waste of starting money. You don't need a control ward at the beginning of the game, you know? It's just not worth its weight. It's not worth the slot in your inventory. It's not worth the gold, you know?
I will have to
At least not
argue
in
with
the
you and
beginning of the
counter
game.
with you here. I think that you're not filling out all your slots right away. That pink can sit in there for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I think it's like it's fun to have later, but just like that
Mm-hmm.
deferred gratification, like my monkey brain can't really
Yeah,
imagine
yeah. No, you're
post
not
laning
seeing that
phase.
far into the future at our elo. It's just what's
Absolutely not.
immediately in
Yeah,
front of you.
down here in Diamond, like you're not seeing anything.
No, no.
Let's do longsword. Like
Yeah.
looking at this list, not necessarily. Whatever. Looking at this list, I think it is the most average item here. It is just
Longsword?
super basic. It's just 10 AD
Yeah.
or
I
whatever.
put it. Where'd you put it at?
Right in the middle, B tier.
Same. I also had him B tier.
It's crazy.
I feel like it's not. What is it? 10 AD?
I'm feeling 10, but if we're wrong, we're really bad at the game, man.
Yeah. No, it's definitely 10. I don't know. There's just like only 10, really. You know. I feel like it should be more.
I agree.
You know.
How much does Doran's Blade give you?
Storm's Blade gives you 8 and it gives you Omnivamp. That's why I think there's no reason. I guess the only reason would be that you could build it right into a piece of an item.
Exactly.
A Caulfield's hammer, a serrated dagger.
Oh, what's that
But
one?
yeah,
Phage. Big Phage guy.
Phage, of course. Maybe a vampiric scepter.
Do you ever build Phage?
A huge Phage guy. Yeah, of
What is it?
course.
What is it going to? I'm trying to remember. Like Sunder, right?
Yeah, I feel like it goes into Sunder, Triforce,
All that,
Sterix,
all that
maybe.
bullshit.
All that bullshit. We love those health AD items.
Fairy Charm. This was very easy for me to rank. I threw it right in F tier.
You put it in F.
Mana regeneration, like who cares? Like
I put it in S.
what the fuck? Why?
My thought process was, who likes just throw? Nobody likes throwing out abilities more than me. And what's gonna let you do that is a fairy charm. You're just gonna keep getting the mana back. Just keep
How much
throwing
does
them
it
out.
cost? How much does it cost? Let's look that
It's
up.
the same as a rejuve bead. But I also pictured getting like 3 of them.
Well, yeah, if you could afford a couple, then it does change my perception. It costs 250, so you could buy 2 to start, and that's
That's
so.
pretty fun.
If that stacks, that's 100% base mana regen.
Yeah.
And
So
if I remember correctly, do these items require it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It'll average out to B tier, which I guess is fine.
yeah, okay, I'll accept a B tier for the fairy
But
charm.
I like feel bad now because I think you made a really good point. In fact, I'll bump it up to A. I think that makes sense.
All right, yeah, right next to the
Rejuve bead.
rejuve
It's
bead.
exactly
Yeah.
great. The next one also very easy for me to rank. The sapphire crystal, right? The blue one.
Mhm.
F tier.
Okay, I can see that. I think I was a little overzealous in putting it in B tier. Do you want to explain to me why you put it in F tier? Next to
Sucks.
crowd.
So here's the thoughts, right? If you want mana, just get a Doran's ring, right? Because that gives you like ability power also.
Yeah.
Like it's a very specific niche. I can't imagine, or like if you have a mana issue, like run biscuits or something. Like
Yes, corrupting pot.
you're essentially in my mind starting the game off without a starting item. It's like an extra 100 mana or something, 150. Like
yeah.
that's like 2 abilities. Like it's which you're gonna miss anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think
Yeah, that's a great point.
C tier is a good home.
Throw it in F.
All right. These last 6 I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Let's start with Relic
I am
Shield.
too.
I had Relic
Relic
Shield in S
Shield.
tier.
Which one is Relic Shield?
That's the AP tank support item.
Yeah, throw it in S tier.
For a vast majority, it's actually
an A, but I'd go for S tier.
Actually, like my item, like the role that I play the most in this game is like AP tanks, like Nautilus, Tahm Kench, and Moo, right? And so if you're playing support, which I also like to play, just a great item. Builds, gives you free wards, love wards. It also, and this is something that I think we do need to give the support items a little bit of a advantage with. It allows you to build Watchful Wardstone, which is the best item in the game.
Yeah, Watchful Wardstone is the best item in the game. You said it perfectly.
I think the full item tier list is coming out soon.
It's like a Rabadon's, but for everything. Think about that for a minute. It's a Rabadon's, but for everything.
Everything. Really everything.
And it's much cheaper too. It's like 1,200 gold.
Is it a waste of a slot? No.
Absolutely not. You can hold 3 control wards in it.
That's awesome.
Think about that.
I think you can place 2 at a time also.
Yeah, you can.
And it also upgrades into a new item, which I love.
Yeah.
I love when your items just get better.
Like Vigilant Wardstone or something.
And while we're on the topic of Relic Shield, let's just place the other one. What is it? Shoulder guards? Steel shoulder guards, right?
Yeah.
I had it also in S tier.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see an S tier. I think it'd be better off an A personally, because you know how I feel about those.
I agree.
Yeah. Like a pike running the fucking.
Right. I mean, what the fuck. All right. Next up, we got Cull. So I actually put this in a like S plus tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Like absolutely for sure. Like it is the best starting item. By far.
It's got to be the most fun.
Oh, without a question.
A big part of this game is what? Cashing checks. Exactly. and no starting item does it as good as Cull.
Not only is it relatively cheap, so you can get some other shit.
Yeah, you can buy a couple of them if you want.
You can buy several and just cash out, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never see that. I want to see a 6 Cull start, and then as you hit that like CS,
Yeah,
you're just gonna get like 5 kills.
I mean, it's worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I'll try to put it to you guys in a way that you'd understand. If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. But she doesn't, so she's not. You know?
That's what I was gonna say.
All right.
No magic mantle.
A tier.
Same with whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's cloth armor. Tier, yeah. S tier.
S tier.
That's
exactly.
Awesome. Builds into stacks.
Scales. You know, it's great.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. And finally, it builds into 3 different things. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Doran's Blade.
A tier.
It's fine, yeah. I put a B tier. I put an A tier. It's good. It's great.
I think it's better than Doran's Ring.
Maybe.
A little Omni Vamp is fun.
Vamp is great. Vamp is great.
When you're comparing a Doran's Ring to a tome, I'd take a tome over a Doran's Ring, but I wouldn't take a sword
over a Doran's Blade. Very well said.
Like very 2 more AD.
It's not gonna matter.
I take a Cull over a longsword
well,
every single day of the week. I mean, I take a Cull over a Doran's Blade every single day of the week.
That's what I. Does it give you health? I feel like Cull gives you health.
I think it does. That's a great question that I'm gonna have to look into right now.
It gives you health on hit. That's awesome. I love on hit.
Axe restore 3 health per hit. That's amazing.
I mean that adds up. That adds
Absolutely. It's basically Omni Vamp that Doran's Blade gives you. Is that all of them?
I mean, this is our list here. It's looking pretty good. I think this is one of our best ones so far.
Yeah, I think this was definitely one of the better tier lists that we've made.
Absolutely.
I think it's great.
Okay.
We got a lot of B tier. This one looks ours looks very symmetrical. I think that's important. Is that, it's a well balanced tier list.
Yeah. I think so. I think it also is telling that most of these items are in A tier. Like, you can't. It's hard to go wrong. Like, even if you have to pick up a smite for whatever reason, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, girls, and gamers, thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure. You want to sign us off this time, buddy?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We won't be late.